Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, January 1st, and today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds, Tesley, Cony, Invid, Misty, and AMZY. And of course, Happy New Year. Yes, another year in the books. 2025, here we come. Hopefully, it's a decent year in the stock market, but, we'll see. Obviously, we ended pretty red, so maybe it can only get better from here, but who the hell knows? Anyway, let's move on. Who had trades yesterday? NVDY had trades, decent amount, right? Cony had trades, not a lot, finally. But then look at this, Misty. What the heck are you doing? Oh my God. But yeah, a lot of work yesterday on Misty's part. So thank you, Misty. And since Misty created work, and since it's New Year's Day, it's time to bug you to see if you enjoy this content. If you do not mind, please hit the like button. It helps the YouTube's algorithms, so we are told. At least, I don't know. That's what they tell us. Anyway, so let's get to it. So first we'll start with NVD. Let's see what they did. They did a BC buy to close, 21 cents. Okay, they won that trade. And then further down, BC buy to close, 20 cents. Okay, they won that trade. So basically what happened is they closed out positions that, expired Friday, this coming Friday, and they opened new positions that expire on the 10th, which is the following week. So let's take a look at this on the spreadsheet. So here we go, NVDY. They have three synthetics, as we know. They have a synthetic 148, which, right now, obviously NVIDIA is at 134. So that's 9.26% away, from hitting that strike price, which right now, obviously, it's not worth a damn, right? It's going to cost us money, but this expires in 52 days. So do have time to recover. Same thing, with the 138, but obviously we're doing a little better on that one. We're a little closer. Stupid thing is on my head. But anyway, this, 2.69% away on that one. And then we have a 127, which we're doing good because, again, NVIDIA is above our strike in this example because our strike is 127 and NVIDIA is at 134. But like I said, they all expire 221. So we'll see how that plays out in due time. Okay, so for New Year's Eve, how did NVIDIA do? NVIDIA went down 2.33%. NVDY went down 1.73%. Okay, so let's take a look at the trades. Let's see if they did some good here. Oh, good zoom right there. All right. So anything in gray, it means we covered it previously. So we'll look at everything else. So here's the 40,072 contracts. They closed, they paid 21 cents. Boom. And then we looked further below, 15,600 contracts. They paid 20 cents. Boom. So obviously NVIDIA closed at what? 134. Look at the strike price of the sold call, right? 143 and 143. So in both examples, obviously NVIDIA was well below the strike price of 143, which is why it was so cheap. Are people are doing fireworks, and it's literally 5:10 a.m. Oh my God, that's insane. Anyway, where the hell were we? So yeah, that's why it was so cheap to close out these positions. So if you scroll to the right, you could see the overall profit for these trades. One was approximately 6 mil. The other one was approximately 2.5 mil. So in the end, yes, success. But obviously, it cost us a red market, but it is what it is. Now, they opened new trades. So first we'll look at the new trades. Here they are, 40,072 contracts, 141 strike price, 5% out of the money. 15,600 contracts. They chose the same exact strike price for whatever reason. And obviously that's also 5% out of the money. They did buy a call at 149. That's an $8 gap, and that's 10.95% away. So, we'll see how this plays out. But again, this is we have 2 trading days for the rest of this week, and then we have 5. the following week. So that's 7 trading days. So a lot can happen. Now, I'm sorry. We do have one more position. I forgot to cover that. Let's go back. Yeah, just this one. Okay. So this position does expire Friday. 52,018 contracts. That's a 138 strike, and that's actually now 2.76% out of the money. So at the time when they opened it, who would have thought? But we actually have a chance of winning this one. 2 trading days, 2.76% out of the money. We'll see what happens. But obviously they did not close out this one, probably because, it's still a little close to the price, right? NVIDIA's at 134. This strike is 138. If you go to the holdings, you could see how much it costs to close. If you're curious, you go to the 138, right? You see on the top, it costs 68 cents, right? 68 cents. We got 184. So again, that would still be a win, but maybe again not enough, not just quite enough. Obviously up here they paid much less, 20 cents. So that that's good. But obviously 60 cents a little too rich. But who knows? It could be worse in the end. It could be a bad play, but who knows? Let's let this play out. Okay, outstanding shares for yesterday. Believe it or not, a big jump, 1.7 mil additional outstanding shares. So people decided to say, hey, I'll buy NVD. Now, NVD is up next, right? They're up next to declare, but usually it's the Wednesday. It'll be today, but it's a holiday, right? No one's working, so we got to wait until tomorrow. Anyway, the 30-day IV, 44%, outstanding shares, 62.4 mil. Total net income, it's a loss of 5.2 mil, right? So, nothing further to cover there. Obviously, yeah, we're on payment 4. Are we on payment 4? Let's see. No, we're on... Yeah, we're on payment 3 still. And I put the opening position under payment 3. And then obviously anything after what happened yesterday will fall under payment 4. Because again, they're going to declare the morning of the next trading day. So obviously anything that happens on that trading day will be added to the next payment cycle details. Hopefully that made sense. And here we are just still waiting, right? Waiting. What are they going to pay us? Who the hell knows? But whatever. They're going to declare in one day when we all have to go back to work. And we all not going to care because we'll be working. Anyway, synthetic income, that's a loss. Lost 62 mil. Short calling income, that's a loss, 5.2 mil. So in the end, they didn't make any money this month. At least from what I'm showing, right? So what are they going to pay? I don't know, man. I don't know. They paid $1.18 last time. I still think they're going to pay under $1. They do have a credit of $1.22 per share left to play around with. But again, they did lose, a chunk. They lost a chunk this time around. And obviously I'm prepping for payment 4 information. So we'll start that on Thursday. Now, if you look at the IV, though, the IV is 45%, which, that produces kind of what my estimate was. I forget. It was in the 80-cent range, I think, but this shows 87 cents. All right, let's go to the holdings. Now, if we look at the holdings, they still have 3 synthetics, as we know, right? And they're kind of like in the middle of the road. It's just, the 3 stooges hanging out with their 3 ladies. Not quite gold diggers, but, they're, you never know, right? They could change at the blink of an eye. So we'll see what the new year brings them. And then we have these trades in the middle. If you look, they have different expiration dates. One has a 1/3. That's obviously for this Friday. And then the other has a 1/10. So if you just look at it that way, yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And if we scroll down, we see the value of the fund is 1.4 billion. If anyone cares. The NAV is 23.36. The trade price is 23.35. Synthetic totals to be a negative 28 mil. So again, that's borderline. It's getting there. It's getting ugly. But hopefully they could turn things around pretty quick if things go right. But you never know. But anyway, that's NVIDY. Let's move on to Misty. Misty had a crap load of trades. So let's get to the photos here. Skip over Cony. Yeah, look at this, man. Way too much. So again, I'll just skim through this. But if you look at the top, buy, call, sell, put. Okay, 3,500. And then look, they didn't even add the 3,500 individually. So again, kind of a complex, breakdown here. But simply put, they closed a bunch of trades, they opened a bunch of new ones, and that's it. That's all you need to worry about. And then you look at the BC buy to close. How much did that cost? All right, 28 cents, 54 cents, 37 cents. Okay, what does that mean? That means they won. They won their trades. That's the goal, right? Win their trades. And they did. Again, if you sell calls, it's usually bearish, right? So, well, it is always bearish, but if the stock stays under your strike, then we win. So when they sell calls like out of the money, 5%, 6%, 10% out of the money, and the market's red, what do you think is going to happen? We're going to win these trades. So yes, the market's going down. MSTR, which is the underlying, is going down, but we are winning our trades. We are making premium on that way down. So of course, it's a good thing, right? We could just be holding MSTR and just be going down with it. But again, the downside is when MSTR flips up and flies to the moon, yeah, we'll be capped, right? To an extent. All right, so anyway, that's the trades. I'm not going to go through each and every line, but we'll just show you on the spreadsheet because even that's confusing. All right, so let's close out of NVD, and then we will move on to MSTY. Here's the synthetic. 12/31, the last trade of the year for Misty. 12/31/24, 3,500 contracts. So they added 3,500 contracts to their synthetic. Now they have 51,390 contracts, if you're wondering. MSTR is currently at 289.62. Strike price is 315. And by the way, I'm getting a lot of comments saying, YieldMax is stupid. They should have cashed out their synthetic when we were, way ahead. But I just want to respond to that. Guys, yes, they would have made a profit at that point in time. But you know what would have also happened? They would have rolled the synthetic to a higher strike price, right? So say they were at 400 at the time. Imagine if we were sitting here at a 400 strike price. We would be getting killed. I'd be singing the whole song of Gold Digger, right? Because we'd be getting destroyed and we'd lose the money anyway. Because again, yes, we would have made the profit, but keep in mind, at that same exact time, they're going to open a new position at whatever the price is, at the money. So yeah, we won, we were up, but in the end, we're going to go down with it too. So it's not like we're not buying back in, right? We're buying back in right away at that price. So it didn't really matter, to be honest. That's my point. Yes, taxable income-wise, it would have mattered. But of course, when all's said and done, it's almost like, this is how it's supposed to be, right? These synthetics are really not the point. These synthetics have an expiration date. They're supposed to be left alone in reality, right? Just sit there, right? Just sit there and mimic the movement of the underlying. That's their job. What we have to worry about is what they do on the weeklies, and if that makes sense. The synthetic is, it's just bleh. It just sits there, and that's its job, and we should just let it do its job. And finally, they're letting it sit there. Anyway, sorry, I had to make a comment on that. So they did a buy, call, sell, put. You see the put credit is much larger than the call debit. So they got about $7 to $8 million credit for adding to that position. And obviously that gets added to down here to payment 3 breakdown. But yeah, why? Well, it's because MSTR is well below the strike price now, 8% below. So that's why. Okay, now we'll go to the weeklies and see how MSTR did on bloody New Year's Eve. Market was ugly. All right, where are we going? There we go. Here we go. MSTR went down 4.4%. MSTY went down a decent amount on 4.26%. So what does that mean? That means they were probably decently far out of the money, right? If they were like at the time, when you see like these ETFs kind of whoop the ass of the underlying on the way down, that means their calls were a little tight. So But these, I guess their calls were pretty far out of the money, not too far, but far enough that the gap is not much, right? We essentially went down almost with the underlying, right? So, but regardless, we did go down less. That's what matters. Now, let's look at everything here. If I can get the Zoom game on. Do we want the annualized yield? Sure we do, right? What the heck? There we go. And again, guys, there's just so many damn trades. It's annoying. So here's anything, obviously, in column I, you'll see close price. If that's filled in, those were the trades from yesterday where they closed. So you see the 54 cents, the 28 cents, the 60 cents, the 54 cents. Every single thing, every trade here that they closed, they won, all right? They won every single trade that they closed, okay? How much did they win? Well, various amounts. So, I'm not going to go through each and every amount, but, obviously they got the credit when they opened the trade. It's just that when they paid to close, it was cheaper to close. So, yes, we closed out of those trades successfully and we won. But as I scroll down, I'll show you what's left open. 1,000 contracts is open, 350 strike price. That's 20% out of the money. See, when I said we were far out of the money, there you go, 20% out of the money. So safe to say I'm comfortable that, that should be okay. Another trade that expires this Friday, 1,250 contracts, 330 strike price, 13% out of the money. That should also be pretty safe, all right? And then I'm just going to continue to go down the line. 13,000 contracts. This expires next Friday. This has a 332.50, nice oddball strike price, 14% out of the money now, okay? So now we're into the trades that they opened yesterday, all right? All of these were opened on New Year's Eve. Guys, this is one day of activity. You see what can happen on one fund? The insanity, the amount of trades that can happen is pretty freaking nuts. That's why, I keep saying this is getting a little out of hand. My videos are getting longer. This is taking more time. So it may not make sense to do this on every single fund. Because if every single fund had a day like this, I'd be banging my head on the wall during the video. Anyway, let's look at what they opened. They got 3,328 contracts in the 172. Same strike, 312.50. That's 7.9% out of the money. And that's for 7 trading days. So 1% a day, that leaves us to gain. But is there any sign that MSTR is actually going to go up? I don't know. It hasn't been looking pretty. That's all I know. I know tax loss harvesting, blah, 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 right? People take the losses. I was one of them. But is that over? Like on January 2nd, does the market just people just randomly buy back in? We don't know. Or, well, some people say they do know. And maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong, right? They got a 50-50 chance. Anyway, the next position, 7,727 contracts, 320 strike price, 10.49% out of the money. And then we keep going down the line. 13,108 contracts, 330 strike price, 13.94% out of the money. And then the last trade is 11,805 contracts. This one, they went a little tighter, 307.50 strike price. That's 6.17% out of the money. And it's not like they're yielding massive amounts of money either. So it's not like that one was 70%. This one's about 80. Yeah, I don't know, man. But hey, the market, it's brutal. It's brutal right now, right? It's tough. But at least, again, if you're doing covered calls over and over and over, at least you're making premium along the way. Now, if I look at outstanding shares, I'm showing no change. Let's double check that. Let's look at the top, 59,750. Oh, no, wait, I didn't scroll to the top. Yeah, obviously I didn't scroll up. I'm sorry. No, there was a big increase on the last day of the year. 3.6 million additional outstanding shares. That's a 6.41% increase. Now, here's the recap of MSTY. 30-day average, 91%. Outstanding shares, 59.7 mil. They got income. How much? 94.7 mil. That's a distribution of 159, a daily income of 12 cents, a daily yield of 0.46%. And if you annualize that sucker, that's 169%. All right, let's move on. Reaction. Well, Bitcoin's red. So why the hell not? Anyway, they declare in 14 days, 2 weeks away, January 15th. For now, let's take a look at the data. How much money are they making us? The synthetic so far has produced, and again, this is taxable income. This is realized income. This is realized gain, realized losses, all right? During this 4-week payment cycle, okay? It's not what's, sitting on the books. It's not the paper money. This is the actual transactional, these trades that were executed. So synthetic income, they have a loss of 6.4 mil. Short call income, this is for the weeklies, they made 94.7 mil, which is pretty damn good. So their total net income is 88.2 mil, all right? So if you calculate that, how much that comes to per share, it's $1.48. But I'm going to use just the weekly income, and that's even better, $1.59. Now, guess what? We can use the Rotomator now. So if they make $1.59 on the pace that they have been on, our estimate for the next payment could be $3.29, and that's a 163% yield. This is kind of in line with what we come to expect, right? The last payment was $308, and the payment before that was $442. So it'd be right in the middle of the two, right? However, we know that they typically strive to yield what their implied volatility is. Their implied volatility is 92%, and that would come out to be $1.85 payment. So again, the estimate right now could be anywhere from $1.85 to $3.29. I would think we're going to be closer to the $3.29 amount, though. We'll see. All right, so if we go to the holdings, there's synthetic, $3.15. It's chilling. Do we start singing? I mean, do we really have to start singing for Misty? Misty really hasn't had a gold digger in a while. But you know what? You take my money when I'm in need. Yeah, man. Yeah, she's here. She's arrived. Sorry, Misty, but you know what? You got yourself a gold digger. You know what? You made a lot of money for a long time, and eventually she changed. Now she wants more. So guess what? How much more? She wants 286 mil. But you only have 166 mil. You got nothing. So on your hands today, you got yourself a gold digger. If you're new to the channel, it's just something I do with a synthetic. If the synthetic is not doing well and the put negative value is much higher than the call debit value you see here, then what does that mean? It means the synthetic is underwater. It's pushing the net asset value of the fund down. So we always say pink is put, that's the woman. Orange is call, that's the dude. And they're together, but unfortunately, she's a gold digger. All right, what else we got? We got a lot of trades in between. I'm not going to go through them. You know the nightmare of, looking at this. Feel free to pull up the holdings yourself on the website if you really cared that much. But again, they got some trades for this week, some trades for next week. We'll see how it all plays out. If the market continues to be red, then they'll win. All right, synthetic income. Here's the negative 119 mil. So yeah, that's not good. All right, here's the value of the fund, 1.5 bill. The NAV is 26.29, and the trade price is 26.31. Okay, so that is Misty. All right, so we did NVD, we did Misty. Now we'll do Tesley before we go to Cony and AMZY. Let me get a sip of water, bug you guys, right? All right, here we go. No trades. No trades on this guy, right? Good old Tesley, just hanging out, just chilling. But look at that. Look at that, 480. 480 strike. What's Tesla at? 403. Man, that's awful. 15% gap. But it's only January 1st, and this expires on February 21st. But that's a lot to ask for to recover. We shall see. By the way, I got to start updating the earnings dates. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. All right, here we go. New Year's Eve, Tesla went down. It went down by 3.25%. Tesley went down by 3.12%. Okay. And again, no trades. So we're just going to show where we stand heading into the week. So we go right to the top. We'll stop at the gray and we'll go down the line. Again, they got a lot going on here. Another, big setup here, big trades. All right, so I did color coordinate this time. So you see in pink, 455. Yeah, they all have the same strike. It's all the same call credit spread, okay? So you have what? 24,948, then another 1,000, and then another 315 contracts. 455 strike price. That is 12.67% out of the money. There are 2 trading days left until these positions expire. So again, being 12.67% out of the money, with 2 trading days, these are looking good. It looks like they can close these out for a successful win. Now down below, they also have more trades that expire this week. 450 contracts, 452.50 strike. That's 12% out of the money. And then 430 contracts. This is a 440 contract, 440 strike, and that is 8.95% out of the money. So, are these safe? Probably, but you never know. You never know with Tesla. Now, let's see. Outstanding shares. Yeah, little baby increase, 350,000. And let's go to the recap. So for TSLY, their 30-day IV is 71%. The outstanding shares on Tesley, 77,475,000. Total net income, yeah, they got income, but it's not a lot. It's 484K. That comes to a distribution of a penny. Wow, we're in the money now. 2.67% annualized yield. Okay. And reaction, well, no trades. So we want to wish a happy new year to Tesley fund manager who probably took off, right? He probably took off yesterday, so that's why there's no trades. Although you never know. There wasn't much activity anyway. Group A declares in 21 days, 3 weeks away for that. All right, payment information. What are we doing? We got money? We got money? Not really. Well, we do have synthetic income, 2.3 mil. So if you add that with the 484K on the weeklies, we have 2.7 mil. All right. And that comes to 4 cents a share. Wow. Yeah. So obviously nothing to really, celebrate about. So even the Rodometer sucks, 3% yield. We don't want that. So we'll just go right to the IV. The IV is 71%. The IV estimate is 85 cents. Okay, now for the holdings, it's just a disaster, right? It is a freaking disaster, right? Look at that. Negative 245 mil. That is a gold digger if I've ever seen one. And then if you look at the dude, he's got 47 mil. So you know what? You take my money. That's all you're getting, Tesley. Because you got to do better. You got to do better, bro. All right? But yeah, we got freaking gold diggers here too. It's not a good time when I'm seeing gold diggers more than once. But here's the trades. Here's the calls, call credit spreads, whatever the hell you want to call it. That's open. It expires this week. We'll see how it plays out. Synthetic, again, it's negative 198 mil. That is not a good thing. So we will focus. Let's look at the total net asset value of the fund, 1.1 bill, if you cared. The NAV is 1427 and the trade price is 1427. Wow, it actually matches. So now we will go to the other 2 troublemakers, Cony and AMZY. Now, Cony had a trade, right? Cony had a trade. So if we pull up Cony's trade, here it is, right? So what did they do? Again, 4 trades. So BC, right off the bat, you see the BC about to close. All the way to the right, 32 cents. What does that mean? They paid 32 cents per share to close that position. That means they won. Woohoo! Well, very, very easy to win in this disgusting market as of late. So yeah, good job, but still, that was easy. Anyway, they opened a new position into next week. That's the bottom 2 trades. So obviously they closed out the 1.3 expiration and they opened a 1.10 expiration. And you could see they moved the strike price. The original strike price was 282.50. The new one, much lower, 270. So yeah, they essentially, you could say they rolled it down, right? Down and out. Because why? Because it pays them more money. They want to make us more money. Yield max, maximum yield. Maximum yield via options premium, of course, right? How else can you get this yield, right? Options is it, right? If you look at a company, right, these companies, they can't that's why they pay their dividends like Coca-Cola from their earnings, right? They can't spare too much. They have a lot of expenses, so they spare what they can, 2%, 3% yield, and we think that's enough to live off of. And if you're Warren Buffett and you have as much money as he does, it is enough to live off of. But are any of us Warren Buffett? No, we're not. We're broke asses, so we need yield max, all right? We don't need this freaking pathetic 2% yield, 3% yield. Oh my God, you got a 10% raise. Wow, that's really gonna help me. Let me tell you, I might retire by 70 at this pace. Woohoo! But yeah, sorry to get on a rant right there, but let's move on to the spreadsheet. So let's click on here. Go here. So here's Cony. Again, Cony and AMZY, we track a little differently. We track via the holdings. Why? Because it was becoming out of hand, to be honest, and a lot of work. And my videos, at this point, my videos probably would have been like an hour and a half, right? If we were covering all these funds like individually. But anyway, I think covering it like this is sufficient, in my opinion. Coin went down yesterday, 2.92%. Cony went down a little less, 2.15%. So that's good. That's good. Now, if we look at the holdings, I mean, I think you know what's coming. Coin is at 248. Our synthetics, the lowest synthetic is 280. And then we go up from there, 300, 320. What? Negative 68 mil, negative 39 mil, negative 157 mil. And then we got these broke-ass losers that can't get their women in line. They can't afford these gold diggers. So, unfortunately, you take my money when I'm in need. Yeah, she's a trifling friend indeed. Oh, she's a gold digger. Wherever time that thing gonna be. Sorry, I had to do it. I won't do that in the next video. I swear. I won't. I'll just keep it simple. In fact, we should look into other songs because you guys are probably getting sick of the Gold Digger song. And since there's so many Gold Diggers, what am I supposed to do? Not sing Gold Digger? So if you guys know of a new song that we could sing for Gold Diggers, change it up a little, let me know in the comments. All right. Anyway, we know about the synthetic. It's a freaking mess. So what do we got for the rest of it? Let's see. They got some trades open, so we'll zoom out and see where we're headed for the week. We know they won their trade that they closed yesterday, so that's good. So what do they got left? They got something. Well, these two at the top, row 12 and 13, they expire Friday. They got 525 contracts, 270 strike price, 8.74% out of the money. And that's for 2 trading days, so that actually looks to be safe. Now, the position for next week, 40,580 contracts. This is a 270 strike. That's 8.74% out of the money. So we have a 270 that expires in 2 days. And then we have the majority of our position in 270 that expires in 7 days. So that's the magic number. Obviously, yes, they have call credit spreads. We know that. Now, if you really want to know, what does this synthetic cost us right now? It's pushing us down. It's pushing the net asset value down by 214 mil. But again, if coin goes up, this negative gets smaller and smaller and eventually can flip positive, right? And then eventually they can make money on it. But coin would have to be it would have to go up a lot. How much? Well, let's see. If we go to the calls here, let's see what the gaps are. 12% on the lowest, 20% on the middle, and then 28% on the high. So yeah, that's a lot to ask by 221. All right, so let me zoom out here for the net asset value of this fund. It's still over $1 billion, but barely. It's 1302, trade price 1304. 30-day IV of coin is 68%. IV estimate for that 69 cents. Group C declares in 7 days. So they're up again come next week. All right. Now, let's look at AMZY. AMZY did not have a trade. What did Amazon do yesterday? Boring old Amazon went down 0.87%. AMZY went down pretty much with it, 0.85%. So yeah, we don't like that, right? But they're probably, I don't know. Let's see. They're synthetic though. They can say they're doing good because their synthetics 210, Amazon's at 219. So right now, it's worth money. It's 4.28% above, that strike. So that's good. Now, as far as trades, everything expires this week. So what do they got open? Are they going to win? Are they going to win their trades? That's all we care about, right? 11,035 contracts, 225 strike price, 2.56% out of the money. And then we got 760 contracts, 230 strike price, 4.84% of the money. Those are the sold calls. So we need to close below those two strike prices, which, as of right now with 2 days, new year, I don't know, man. Anything can happen, but they look good, right? They look good so far. And the market's been bleeding. So, is there any sign of a big blow up? People going to buy back in? I don't know. When they make all these sells, what are they doing with the money, right? Are they sitting in cash, just waiting and waiting? Or are they going out partying on New Year's Eve, right? Imagine being one of those freaking people in New York City, just sitting there in the rain, or it was thundering and lightning too. I mean, in freaking January, well, December, January, right? Like, what in the hell? I do not understand why that would be exciting, to sit in a crowd of people not being able to move to see a ball drop live. Like, what do? You pee your pants? You hold it in? You poop your pants? How do you even move? What if you... It's just the dumbest thing ever. I don't know. Have any of you ever been to that in New York City? Me personally, I would not. Even if... Well, I can't say. If they paid me, of course I'd go, right? But who the hell is going to pay me? But yeah, people actually pay to do that, to be tortured, to sit in a crowd where you can't move to see a stupid ball drop. I don't know. Maybe I'm a grouch, but that doesn't seem fun to me. Anyway, AMZY synthetic is worth 13 mil. Yeah, baby. All right, 30-day IV of Amazon, 30%. IV estimate, 44 cents. Group D declares in 14 days. Okay, 2 weeks. So obviously they declare with Misty. Big time, big time. Now, the market is not open today. There is no pre-market. But I'm going to skim through anyway and see if anything big happened on the after hours. Okay? Does that work with everyone? Does it? Actually, before that, I want to show you something I'm working on. I don't know if I told you guys. This is in relation to another video. One of my 2025 goals is to pay all of my normal reoccurring bills out of the brokerage account. As you know, I have two brokerage accounts. I have a Retire Now. That's basically my options play account. And then my dividend car account, which is basically the account established to, pay the car. Now it's doing more. But of course, the dividend car, I'm less active. I'm relying on the fund managers to do their thing. Mostly it's Roundhill, Defiance, and YieldMax. Mostly the weekly payers, and a little bit of sprinkle of Misty, of course. And then Retire Now, obviously it's a lot of it's me trying to make money on options. So that's on me to produce maximum yield. But regardless, my goal is to have all of my payments, such as you can see the mortgage, which is $1,300, the van payment, which is $400, and then I already did add the Verizon cell phone bill. The reason I filled in the mortgage and the van payment is it's the same payment every freaking month, so that's no surprise. So I'm going to start filling this in come January and break it down, okay? What was the Verizon payment? What was my parents' Verizon payment? The electric bill, the gas bill, and eventually will I add car insurance on there? I'll try. Gave me kind of an error the other day. I don't know if I can add property tax, but I can add daycare. I'm sure daycare is cheap though, because he's only going 1 day. But either way, what I'll do is I'll calculate how much I made in total income, and then subtract out the bills paid and how much was I able to reinvest. And again, if the goal is to retire on dividends and options premium, of course, then I need to start that, right? I'm going to start doing that. The brokerage account is going to work as the bank account, and it's going to pay my bills. My work check, it's going to basically pay my taxes and, of course, the credit card bill, which we use for other expenses, right? The other expenses. So the goal is, first, I'm going to work on the every month bill, the reoccurring bills. We're going to pay them, from the brokerage. Some brokerages make it easy, some make it difficult, but we're going to do that. And then we're going to make sure there's still excess amount, and that way we could still reinvest money. And if that's the case, we could still make money, right? Again, assuming the markets behave. Obviously, the markets aren't quite behaving right now, but again, we just have to be able to afford our bills with the income that we are generating through the accounts. So that's going to be a new series, which it'll be a monthly video, and it's going to be called, I don't know. What the hell was the name of this file anyway? Broker bill pay. All right. That's a stupid name. But anyway, I just wanted to update you guys on that, because it is something I'm not going to wait on. I'm already transitioning on it, because why? Well, why the hell not? Again, why am I investing in income funds in a taxable account? So I can use the freaking money now and use the money to pay my damn bills. I don't want to work until I'm old fart. All right. That's not the goal. I'm 42. I got 2 kids. They're young, of course. But again, there's got to be better ways, to make money. And it's obviously possible through, high yield dividends. Options, of course. YouTube, look at, here we are. And by the way, guys, if you were thinking about it doing a YouTube, just do it. All right. It's January 1st. If there's ever a day to do it, make your first video today and just post it. If you're scared, don't be. Look at my first video. It's horrible. My first few videos, horrible. And no views, but who cares? Just start it. So if you're thinking about making a channel on whatever it is, start it. And by the way, if you have a channel that you're starting, please share it in my Discord under the shared videos. I don't care if it's not finance related. All right. We're all here to help each other out, to watch each other's videos, and I love watching it, the community's videos. I don't care what it's about. It could be about something I don't even know, right? But anyway, sorry to rant on this, but I'm very excited about having all my bills coming out of the brokerage. But if you have any questions on that, we can go through that. I don't know. I did create a separate channel in the Discord for broker bill pay, so feel free to tag me and ask me there. It's probably easier than the comments on YouTube. And by the way, I apologize for the spam, the overabundance of spam. I did report it to YouTube. But every time I post a video, what happens is they say, oh, what about crypto? X this and X that. It's like 80 freaking comments. 80 comments. 80 freaking comments on every video. Sorry. Anyway, let's go to the after hours. So what did I say? I said I'm just going to talk about any big movers on the after hours from yesterday. So I'm not seeing any. Sorry if you're getting dizzy. MSTR did go up 1%, 1.17. MSTY went up 1.67, so that's good. TNA barely moving. This one's very moving. Oh, wait. We got AMZY up 1% at 19. Bitcoin showing red. Oh, what was that? Bitex? Green. Okay. Soxel still being Suxel. Palantir not moving much. Wait, what the hell? Yeah, Palantir red. Platies green. That is a freaking awesome fund. TSM green. TSLY. Whoa, it's up 2.53%. And that's it, man. That is it. Mara's at 16. Good God. All right, guys. That was a super long video. I'm sorry. My videos are being longer and longer. But as always, this is not financial advice. This is not bill pay advice, all right? I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, we will try again tomorrow. Tomorrow will have to just be like a recap video, I guess, right? But if there's anything you want specifically covered in tomorrow's video, since I'll have a little extra time, since there's no trades today, obviously, let me know in the comments down below. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, if you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. All right, guys, that's all we got. All right. So we got a keyword time. What does that mean? If you're new to the channel, basically, if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you gotta say the keyword. You have to say the baby. So anyway, what's the keyword? The keyword, well, we know what yesterday's keyword was, and that was to tell me your biggest accomplishment of 2024. All right. So I'm guessing you're kind of guessing where I'm going with this, but let's hear it. I know it's corny. New Year's resolutions. But let's do it. All right. It's January 1st. Name me one New Year's resolution, something you plan to accomplish in 2025. Okay? It could be early 2025, mid 2025, or late 2025, or all the way by 12/31/2025. But what is one goal that you hope to achieve this year in 2025? That is the keyword. So leave that down in the comments below. All right? That sound good? Or if you don't want to, you can always just say, Happy New Year, yay! All right, that's your other option. How's that sound? Okay, I'm officially done yapping. I may, if I do squeeze out another video, I probably won't post it today, but it's end of month. So what does that mean? I got to do some videos on the Retire Now and the dividend car account, so stay tuned for those. All right, guys, I just want to say thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. I know it's torture to watch this long video, but you made it. That means we're best friends. Did we just become best friends? Yep. All right, I got to go. Later. Bye.